Antoine, thank you for joining me this morning. So we are recording this on Tuesday mornings. It's a few days after the last match against Nuuk, the cup match. Everybody was terribly disappointed, of course, because the impression was that we were so close to winning at least two of the three sets, and the team fought really well. So what is your take of the game? What is your summary?
Yeah, of course. I think all the team is really disappointed, like the public and the club. We really expected to go through this quarterfinal. The goal was not to stop here, and we expected to play a final like the last year. So this is really difficult to lose this match against Neuchâtel. Obviously, I have to say that Neuchâtel made a great match. They played amazingly well, especially in the money time. In the moment, it was really important to score. And for us, we saw that we can fight at this level. We saw that we are able to fight against them. We are able to make a great match. I think from the audience was like, okay, the match was amazing. There was a lot of defense, the ball, really amazing and everything. But at the end, we lost. And so it's really difficult.
It's sort of unfortunate. So the immediate reaction was, because it was so close, of course, decisions of the referees mattered in the very end. Everybody was sort of had emotions about this.
Yeah.
But you don't lose a match against the referees, right? You lose a match
No.
against the opponent.
Of course, we don't lose the match against the referee, and in every matches there is mistake from the referee team. That's really normal. They can't be perfect. They can't do perfect. And if the day we don't make a single mistake as a team, we can say, okay, referee, you can't do a single mistake too. But we are not at this level right now, and this is a difficult job for them too. Of course, we were disappointed because we had the feeling there were more mistakes against us than against Neuchâtel. It happens. Not, of course, it's not a choice or anything. I think this day was like this. I can remember some matches where obviously there were more mistakes against the opponents than for us, and that's life. We have to go through this. We have to make it better. But of course, when we finish 23-25 the first sets, 25-27 the third one, that's a big point. If the way we see it, maybe we're wrong, but the way we see it is okay. This 2-point difference can come from the decision. It can come from our block doing one more block. It can come from Forster doing one more phase. So there is 25 points per set, and the referee is one. There is 24 more to score for.
Yeah. So what? I mean, stop talking about referees. If we want to beat them, maybe in the playoffs, so what would make the final bit of a difference in order to beat them?
In my point of view, Neuchâtel is really strong on the money time. It means on the last 5-6 points of the set. That's a moment where they don't do a single mistake. That's a team who does mistake. They do a lot of mistake in the serve, in the attack. They try, and they are trying so hard to hit every ball really hard on the serve, on the spike. So they do a lot of mistake during the sets, and during the season we can see that they used to do around 6, 7, 8 mistakes per set, which is quite huge, or this is important, not huge, but this is important. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the set, they don't do a single mistake, and that's the moment where you have to score and do the difference. So for me, there is two things. Or we can use the mistake they do at the beginning of the set to take a big advantage, and so we don't give them the choice to come back at the end. Or we have to be able to do the same during the money time. It means doing the point from every side out, doing killing the ball every time without a single doubt.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So some people talked about the services. So we've got to be more aggressive in the services. What is your view on this?
Yeah, indeed. We started the match really well in the serve. We were really aggressive. They were really struggling in reception. It means that after that, the setter doesn't have a lot of choice. And when the setter doesn't have choice, it's way more easier for us to defend and to block. So this is really, really a big step. We need to continue to serve really efficient during the game. And obviously, the first set was quite good. At the end, we gave them some hope with our serve. And on the second set, we were not aggressive enough from the beginning, and that's why we lose quite a lot.
So how much degrees of freedom do the players have when serving? I mean, they are used to what they do for years now. So now you want to change something as a coach, tell them something, but I mean, this is an automatic thing that they are doing, and it's always the same in a way, right? Because they have, I don't know, 100,000 serves in their lives behind them, right? So how can you influence this as a coach?
We have targets on the games every time. On the preparation video, we say, okay, this player, we think we can play serve on her because she is weaker on these kind of things. For this match, for the first time, I gave them some plans, so some situation on every rotation, or some ideas where they could serve. My point of view is, I think we didn't serve so well strategically. We served well at some moments, but at other moments we were not the strategy really good at this. We made some mistake, or we served too easy on the target, and so there was some really good point. We made, I think, 5 ace, which is a lot, and there was really good moment, but we are able to do better, I think.
Uh-huh. Okay, so let's stop talking about this match and come to you. I mean, it's your first season in Düdingen, and you told me it's your first season as a fully professional coach. So tell me and the viewers a little bit about your career. So how did you start coaching, and what happened, and how did it get you come to Düdingen?
I started volleyball pretty late, around 15 years old, and really fast. When I was 18, some coach I was playing with told me, okay, I have this group with beginners girls. We're 15, 16 years old, and they are really beginners. And if you can come to help me, I'm really happy. So I went with him once per week, and I got a lot of pleasure with that. So it was really interesting. So I made more and more. I went to Jeunesse et Sport, Sports formation to learn how to do it better, quite fast. And after that, for a few years, I had some juniors in Geneva from. And this time, I was progressing as player too. So I went to LNB, and I continue always to have one or two teams coaching. It means that I was in the gym pretty all days, sometimes 2 hours with the girls from 6 to 8, and at 8 we started with the LNB, which means long evening for me. But I really loved it, and for me, volleyball is the most beautiful sport in the world, and I was so happy to give that to these young players. And so I continued like this. And for 5 months, I went away from Switzerland to do my master, to finish my master. I went to Liga to study. And when I came back, I was like, okay, I don't want to play anymore at this level, and I'm really interested in coaching more and more. So I assisted in the LNB I was playing. I was assistant to Christian Kurik. And after that, I had some first league teams. The first one in Geneva, after just 2 years in SSO. And during this time, where I was coaching national level, I went to Macron a lot of time to get better and better and better, learning a lot from Dario, for example. Not only him, we had some great experts.
So,
and so I.
So that is the how do you say in English? So the trainer diploma in Magling, in Magling,
There is some step in the formation, in the learnings as a coach. You start as a trainer called T, and after that there is TC, TB, and TA. And TA level is the level you should have if you want to train in Liga. Obviously, right now in Liga, there is more and more trainer who has a diploma, a professional diploma, which means like a bachelor and master study. And so I got that last year. It was 11 or 10 months ago. A lot of work. It was really stressful moment for me, but really interesting. And from that, I was looking for teamwork or club where I could work as a professional. And the situation in Geneva was quite difficult because I was bénévole, private league. How do we say that in English?
So volunteers.
I was volunteering for all this year in this club, so everybody saw me like, okay, he's a coach, like there is 10,000 volunteering in the clubs and doing the job. And so it was quite difficult to mark the difference that, okay, now I'm not volunteering anymore. I want that to be my job. And so will you pay me for that? And it was quite difficult. And I got this really nice offer from Volley Düdingen, from taking care of the junior and assisting Dario in the Liga. And I knew that this was a great opportunity for me because Dario is a coach I really like. He's really interesting. He has so much experience. I can learn so much from him. And the club is really interesting, doing things I love, like playing with the Swiss girls in the Liga and performing at the highest level. For me, it's really interesting point. So I came here in Düdingen for this year and for more, obviously.
Oh, okay, sure. I mean, that's your decision now. So you came into a club. You said you trained a lot of young players before, even beginners, right? You started with the beginners, and now you have a team where the starting six, maybe except Noemi, are very experienced, are around 30. So what is the difference working with experienced players versus younger players?
In fact, that's something I'm learning this year, and this is really interesting. I did work in some Liga before. I was working with Volley in Liga 2 or 3 years ago. I was working with Chenois last year, so I'm pretty used to it. But now I'm doing it every day, so it means big difference. So for me, the difference is for the kids. I can have kids who are 9 years old, so you have to learn them every single thing how to step, how to run, how to raise hands, how to jump. Everything has to be learned from A to Z, and really, yeah. that's a thing's really interesting. But you have to be really patient and take the time to learn, to teach them. With a pro player, even with you were saying that Noemi is younger than the rest of the team, but even with this kind of player, we need to help them to perform, not to teach them. This is not the same level of relation. It's not up bottom relation where the coach has to tell something and the player listen and that's it. You should try to learn like this. It's some kind of how do you say that, this discussion between the player and the coach, saying, okay, I think you should do that, or what does help you when how can I help you, or how can you do it better, and giving some tips, giving some advice, and watching if it's working or not, and just taking, okay, this is working, maybe this is not the manual perfect way to do it, but it's working, and so if we perform like this, we are happy like this. Yeah, for example, a player like Mita is amazing setter. She played in so many leagues in France and Switzerland. Now she's so experienced and she plays so well. I can say, okay, you should do your set with more with the thumbs than the other things, or what is it? There is no interest in that. We can just perform and help her to do the best choice during the match and do the best she can. She knows everything she has to know about herself now.
Exactly. Yeah. So if you think about the young Swiss players and how do you educate them in order to pursue their long-term perspective? That makes a big difference, right? Like, like Chloe or Anouk, or well, maybe even Noemi, who is starting sixth already.
I don't think really about educating them, because right now they are in the Liga and they are in contact with these players, with the one who are so experienced, like Elena, like Sneaky, like our foreign players, which are really some model or some mentor, and just being with them, being with the right attitude. It's really question just the attitude and showing them how to work in that. But we don't need to work a lot on that, because they are really clever and they are really following the flow of the team and doing it great.
Okay, so I want to move on because I mean, it's very interesting, but time is
of course.
So yeah, last week we had this big news about the new coach, because Dario will leave and join Free Spike in the future and build this up and do a lot for education of young players. And he will be replaced by the VFM coach, the former VFM coach, we must say, Leonardo Portaleone. So that was quite a lot of trouble, especially in the French-speaking part of the media, about that change. Let's talk about this. Let us talk about Leo as a person. You said you know him very well. So how did you come to know him?
I don't know him very well. He's a friend of mine because we had some camp together, the Volley camps. We do it here in Düdingen. Dario organized that, and the last two sessions was the last. We did it together with Leo, and we had really great fun together, speaking, seeing what we are doing, and how we coach, what's the ideas. The thing is, from this moment, I knew him. I could see the progress he made as a coach, because last year he was assisting in VFM and the coach went away. So he had to take care of the team, and he had some great results with his team, taking the team in the middle of the season. I think he did even better than the former coach last year. So I was really impressed, and I was telling him, okay, congratulations, I'm really happy for you. At the same time, he was coaching in first league level, which was the level I was coaching too. So we didn't compete again, because in the finals we could have done it, but he lost the semi-final against Shazo, and we won against Kunitz. So we just missed this match, but I would have be really happy to play against his team. And I saw him too in the Final Four when he was with the FM under 23. He was winning the under 23 championship, and I was with my under 17 team, and we won too. So it was the two of us were really happy and giving so much energy with the team, and so we had some great memories together. And I'm really happy he comes here. I really admire the way he works, and I think I can learn a lot from him. And I think too that we can work together really
great.
That way.
Do you also anticipate some differences between Dario and Leo?
I don't know the training skills and how Leo will work good enough, because working with the Liga is something really different than doing some camp with 75 junior. So I can tell really. So I'm just really interested to see how we will work together. Knowing him, I think he will come and observe, and we will discuss, okay, what did we do last year, and how can we continue the same way, not changing a lot. That's how I know him. I think he will take his own skills, but he will be interested by following the flow that we're doing.
I see. Yeah. So yeah, let's come to the end of the talk, and I think we're already over time, so
it's okay.
We should really move on. The regular season is almost at the finish. There are 3 games left, I think, but these are 3 really tough games against good opponents. So it will be Volley next Saturday, then Lugano, another home match 1 week later, and then the final game will be against Nuuk again in Neuchâtel. So what is your take of the situation at the moment? We are second, 5 points ahead of Kanti. We should make it, right, on the second place.
Yeah, this end of the regular championship is really interesting, because it's really close and there is change quite every week. We can see that Kanti was in the middle of the ranking at the middle of the season, and right now they are third, and they deserve it. They went up really a lot. We can see that Smash did some really great results, especially during on the Cup 2 and this last weeks. So yeah, the end of the regular championship will be really interesting. I hope we can make it. Obviously, the most difficult match will be against Neuchâtel, but we can go there with it's the last match. So if we have enough points, we can go there with the confidence that we are second or in a good position and play our best match, and just have pleasure, because maybe this match doesn't have so much impact on the championship. On the other way, we have to win against Volley and Lugano. Lugano at home. Let's see what's happened with the opposite of Lugano, because she was injured, and since she's not playing, the results are not the same in Lugano. So let's see if we can win against them, and Volley, we are sure that we can finish.
Yeah, we are doing well, I think, and we're looking forward to the playoffs already. Do you have a prediction of how the season will end?
Our wish is to finish this season, these playoffs against Neuchâtel in the final, and we hope really hard that we can beat them in the final. The best of 5 match would be really interesting, but before that, there is a lot of match and really, really hard matches because the top 8 of the playoffs will be really, really hard. There is obviously no team I would like to play against, even on the first round. So it will be hard. We have to compete and to perform really well. And if we can reach the finals against, I think the Neuchâtel is predicted finalists. If we can do this, so we would be really, really happy.
Yeah, and I mean, anyway, sometimes you as a fan or as a spectator, if you get the great sport, of course, winning is always the best thing you can do, but having close, exciting matches like the last one is also something that is nice for the people around the club. So in this respect, I think we are doing really well this season. So Antoine, thank you a lot for this interview. It was a little too long, but it was interesting.
It's okay for me. Don't worry.
It's worth it.
It was a pleasure.
Okay,
thank you,
and see you all on next Saturday.
Yeah, see you next Saturday.
Yeah.
Take care. Ciao, ciao.
Bye-bye.